Hi, boys and girls. It's good to see you again today. Happy Thursday. I am going to jump right into our lesson because we have a lot to cover today, and I'm going to try to keep things as short as possible, which, if you know me well from my own students, that's really hard for me to do because I like to talk. So, today, our goal is to see what we can learn by studying characters over time, focusing on their formation, their motivations, and their actions. All the work that we've done earlier this week, where we're studying and we're watching and we're observing what our main character, Harvey, is doing and what he's saying, is really going to help us with the ultimate goal, which is to watch characters over time. And in our goal today, the key word is really, the key words are really watching characters over time. So I want you to think about these things. These are thoughts to consider. Have you ever thought a character was good, but they turned out to be evil? Have you ever thought a character was evil, but they turned out to not be really that evil after all? Characters can be more complex than we expect sometimes. So today we're going to keep those thoughts in our mind because your first opinion of a character in a text might not actually be what they or who they are over time. And so that's why we need to watch and listen and withhold judgment until we really get to know what's happening with them as the book unfolds. So I tried to use another fantasy novel that I know many of you are familiar with, and that's with Harry Potter. So we're going to talk about Hogwarts and Snape. I'm going to show you a video clip of a time in the story when Harry Potter goes into Snape's early memory. I want you to find out the answers to these questions. What character traits do you see in Snape? And what's your evidence? So you're looking for character traits and evidence. While we're watching the video, I want you to take notes because you need to find evidence. I have an example of the notes I'm going to show you. The notes that I'm going to show you that I'm going to do are the T-chart that we worked on yesterday. Remember, just like yesterday, strong readers set themselves up for success. So we're going to be watching a video clip from the movie, and we're going to really be looking at Snape's motivation. And if you aren't familiar with the story, Snape is kind of a weird, creepy character in the books. And we're going to look a little bit at his background today to find out why it is that he's so creepy and weird. So here we go. I'm going to be looking at what are Snape's traits and what is the evidence to support the trait that I'm noticing. Here we go. Here's the video.
Don't kill me. The prophecy did not refer to a woman. It spoke of a boy born at the end of July.
Yes, but he thinks it's her son. He intends to hunt them down now, to kill them. Hide them all. I beg you.
What will you give me in exchange, Severus?
Anything.
Harry, you're so loved. So loved. Harry, Mama loves you. Dada loves you. Harry, be safe. Be strong.
Said you want to keep her safe.
Lily and James put their faith in the wrong person, Severus. Rather like you. The boy survives.
Doesn't need protection. The Dark Lord is gone.
The Dark Lord will return. When he does, the boy will be in terrible danger. He has her eyes. If you truly loved her,
No one can know.
I should never.
All right. So that was a little snip of Snape. So that was a pretty heavy scene in the book Harry Potter, or the movie from Harry Potter. And there was a lot there that we could dig into. But we're just going to try to note, if you listen to, if you listen to the fact that Snape is an evil, creepy character, and in this video clip from his memories, we see that there was a different side of him, and that side over time changed. And we can pick up on some reasons maybe why he went from being kind and gentle to being angry and upset. And so what I'm picking up on is that he, at some point, I saw that he was kind. Okay? He had I'm going to write kind-hearted. And my evidence for kind-heartedness about Snape was when he saw that the little girl at the beginning of the clip was being called a weirdo, and because she had these magical powers. And I'm going to write out Snape was welcoming and patient towards the girl who had just been teased by her sister for being weird. Oops. Weird. He was kind. He really was patient and listened to her and helped her to see that she wasn't weird. He kind of affirmed her. Next, I'm going to think about, well, Snape was, not only was he kind, I noticed that he cared. He was caring. He was caring when, I'm going to actually say caring and protective, because we saw that as that little girl grew up, that he continued to care for her, even though it looked like she fell in love with another boy from their school, from Hogwarts. He still cared for her, and he still wanted to protect her. So I noticed I would use the words caring and protective. Even though the girl grew to love another boy, he continued to want to keep her safe from danger. And I think we also picked up on the fact that that girl became Harry Potter's mom. The little baby was Harry when he was a baby. I want you to take away from this video that you watch a character over time. And as you watch them over time, and that video clip was showing Snape when he was a young boy. And the character and their motivation for why they act the way they do comes from a history of happenings, of occurrences, of situations, of trauma. So it's important that you don't make a quick judgment when you're trying to learn about a character. You have to say, I noticed this about the character, but I'm going to continue to pay attention to them because you don't have all the answers yet. You still have a lot of reading to do and a lot of observing to have happen. I want you, when you're listening and following along with Thief of Always, I want you to remember 3 important things. And the 3 important things are things that we just practiced, and I want you to do them today as you move forward in your 2 chapters. The 3 important things. You expect characters to be complex. Okay, characters are not flat. They're not easy. Authors create them, and they want a lot of times characters to be complex, to have lots of different levels, lots of layers. You have to gather evidence for character traits that seem to contradict each other. So here we have this cruel character, but some of the traits that we wrote down about Snape were words like kind and caring. That's not how I would describe Snape in the Harry Potter's books, but from his memories, I can see that he had kindness, that he had some gentle traits. You reconsidered why characters are the way they are. So you had to recognize that there's some elements in his past or some elements or experiences that Snape has gone through that have shaped him into who he is today. As you go to read today, gather evidence without being judgmental. Delay labeling a character right away. Instead, let the facts and inferences speak for themselves and just take it as it comes. Sometimes, as a reader, we have to be comfortable with not knowing everything right away. We have to be comfortable saying, okay, characters are complex. I need to watch this character over time, from the beginning of the book to the end of the book. So just enjoy the book and enjoy learning as our characters become more complex. Have a good one. Talk to you soon.